People want to know what is on their plate, what is in their food, how it was produced, and where it comes from. This is why more and more EU citizens are rejecting genetically modification technologies and have gotten involved in global campaigns to protect biodiversity and ban pesticides. As a consequence, retailers have entirely stopped selling any product labeled as containing GMOs on the EU market, and most EU countries have banned GMO cultivation on their territories on the basis of socio-economic and ethical considerations. This sounds as if GMO technologies are under control in the EU, doesn't it? Well, unfortunately not. Here is why we still need to hold our policymakers accountable to not give in to the pressure of the agro-industrial lobby, but instead to uphold the EU GMO regulation and protect our fields and food. Imported GMOs are still massively entering the EU food chain through animal feed, with devastating effects on the countries where they're being cultivated, and without the knowledge of the consumer. Now the agrochemical industry is even working on another way to cut their costs and increase their profits: new biotechnologies. These new techniques have been developed in recent years to manipulate the genomes of plants, animals, bacteria, and humans. The industry refers to them as new breeding techniques to hide the fact that they have nothing in common with conventional breeding and to avoid them being subject to the EU GMO regulation. From pesticide-resistant or pesticide-producing plants to the modification of entire populations of wild animals, the discussed scenarios involving GMOs could have a huge impact on our food systems and ecosystems. They lead to an erosion of food sovereignty as a result of the massive patenting of seeds by private global interests. They take away the farmer's technical and economic independence. They erode both cultivated and wild biodiversity. While the damaging environmental impact of pesticides used with GMOs is proven by now, too little is known about the mid- and long-term risks and impacts of GMOs themselves on humans and the environment. So, how can we ensure that there are no GMOs on our plate? In 2018, the European Court of Justice ruled that so-called new breeding techniques are in fact GMOs. But powerful lobbying groups are still trying to circumvent the EU regulations. We must make the European GMO regulation stronger and more transparent. For this, we must take a step back and consider all important factors, including ethical ones, when discussing GMOs, as with any other emerging technologies. This debate should include a diverse range of stakeholders and citizens and not be led behind closed doors by a small group of lobbyists, industry-commissioned experts, and politicians. We must also redirect our research efforts towards sustainable, eco-responsible innovations to answer the demands of citizens.